You get a missus first, then you can give me a shot. Still
You mean
waiting,
the
yeah.
you mean the name can keep one?
Oh, shots fired.
I can get one and keep one. I just don't want to keep one that I can get
Yeah.
at the
Anyway,
moment.
start the intro, please.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Controversial Topics. On panel tonight, we'll have myself, Dario. We'll have Xavier, the doctor. Andre Bradshaw, the blacktivist. I'm not sure if we will be joined by Rajiv, Virgo, or Serena tonight, but we're hopeful, or even Loans.
Mhm.
So, complete 180. Screw my topic. Anybody wants to know where Corona is? Because I certainly want to know. Did it go back to the motherland? Or has it just suddenly decided it doesn't want human flesh anymore?
It went to the same place where Chick V went.
Moby? I'm sorry.
No, but like they're brushing Corona away the same way like Chick V just. It was Chick V and a variant of Chick V, and both of them just like
Bro,
disappeared.
almost every world-ending flu, cough that has ever come across in the world since
It
we've
was, it's like a fad. It was like a fad, like, oh, it's boring now, so it's no longer too cool to get Chick V now. So let's move on to the next crisis or the next disease or the next thing.
So I'm convinced there's somebody somewhere in the world or somewhere, some omnipotent being that just has a television remote and just chooses which and which scenarios he wants to see on this planet. Nobody can tell me nothing.
I mean, if George R. Martin was writing it, it'd probably be a bit more, a bit more entertaining, because it's so anticlimactic how shit just disappears. I want to sweep it under the rug, like,
No, it's
hey, I'm
not.
telling you know,
Uh,
so
all right, so let me see. All right. This is not anticlimactic because I saw the playbook a long time last time. You do not need a college level intellect to understand how basic this whole coronavirus rubbish really was. And the scare tactic and the false information and people are threatened and a fight against their own people, a create division on a global level. I say this rubbish vaccine who has absolutely no plus to it. And again, I sat there and looked and watched people. Oh, oh yeah, I forgot. The wife was one of them people who did follow my lead and do her own research, and she see herself. And my mother-in-law lived to be one of the survivors, them, well, guinea pigs, because she was a guinea pig. You understand? But I'm not lying.
vaccine that
I
like,
am
what's the
not
point?
lying. I am not
yo,
lying.
Rat Charles is a different breed, yeah, man.
Should I care?
No, but what I know, my thing with the vaccine was this: the
Mm-hmm.
vaccine doesn't actually work. It's literally me
Not a
me
little
selling
bit.
you a car
Not,
and saying,
not
hey,
a little bit.
it will break down every now and then, so make sure you still have your bus card and your bus fare.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he caught COVID too? Shoot.
Who
So
got
what?
COVID?
Her nephew, her niece, 2 weeks ago. Oh, for real? Mm. So, so I have 2 kids. So Tara got it too? I remember this one. And Mark, sir, understand this. All those kids that were mentioned, those 3 young people, all vaccinated. All them catch it. My manager got vaccinated, still caught it. Me, still unvaccinated till this day. And I don't think I've caught it. Because it's like, oh, you'll know when you
Same.
caught it. And I'm like, well, no. And I sit back
that,
and
that, 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 that sounds
everybody
like
goes,
that sounds like a woman saying
now tell them,
he knows when I'm the one. No, bitch, he
I
doesn't.
was about to say that. I was about to tell them, say, I mean, the wife caught it, but may I be honest with you? she got I don't want to lie, she more solid than three quarters of the people. And I think she caught 19, if not right. I think she was one of them who catch it in the heat of this thing. Then the weirdest way at a daycare of all places. But what? She pulled through. My mother-in-law took to the joke, and then you say the night when she get the second one, me say she moan and groan and she Lord. I mean, her mother and her daughter had to check on her. It was that serious, sir. Check her shot, immobilize this lady, and we warn her. We warned me and the wife warn her about that joke. It's no disrespect, but me not take a check. And then people of so many different nations and nationalities and education backgrounds. Let me show you how far the stupidity stretch. College level masters and doctorates. I tell me say me for trust the science, and I'm like,
So yeah, I
no,
remember that. I was like, hold on. So before
no.
we
But
never
there was too
trusted.
much science for you to decide what
No,
to check.
hold on now. So before we didn't trust the science, right? When all the
Uh-huh.
dinosaurs died and everything on that planet that should have been extinct is extinct. We never trusted before. But I know if we trust the science, make what?
No, that's not the point, sir. I'm talking about the whole fact, sir. Even when the evidence was contradicting itself, I'm sitting here and I'm like, am I the only one in this place? Just don't did did y'all not just hear this man contradict himself on national TV? Tell me that somebody else heard that. And it felt like I was in an empty room, but it was filled. Nobody heard him. And I'm like, Mr. All right, fine. They didn't. I said, the problem with most people is not what's being said, it's what's not being said. Most people don't understand. You see, this is how you learn to read in between the lines. And I'm like, nothing the CDC defends makes sense. These people move from 14 days to 5 days, and you just kept sitting with that when it just come out, kill people left, right, and center. We move from 14 days to five, 5 days, Rasta, not even 2 weeks tomorrow. Sorry, not 21 days anymore, right? Was it? How many days were you supposed to be quarantined for again, gentlemen? Anybody
21,
remember?
14 to 21.
14
Yeah.
to 21 days, right?
Sorry, 14 days to a month. 14 days to a month.
Yeah, 14 to a month, right? So look, I mean, and this is how I know the things. This is how I know that this ever make no sense. When the CDC said instead of the 14 day wait, they're cutting it down to 5 days, and I'm like,
That was so you could get back to work.
hold on, hold on, we're talking about people who went on the internet and chastised, disrespect, and called everybody who did not take this vaccine willingly. Remember, hold on, people have forgotten how far the media went to divide the people. You understand me? This is something that I don't think most people don't understand how detrimental what they were doing really was actually causing. People don't understand what civil unrest is and what civil unrest normally leads up to. And civil unrest normally leads up to civil war. You
Check.
understand me?
Check. Hold on. So when I go do the checklist. Wow, when I have a magical checklist we can mark off. So what?
Yo, yo. Hold on. So COVID kill, and again, for those of you who are listening, don't take me speaking so sarcastically about COVID and how dangerous it is. I understand. I'm not a Neanderthal. Not insult nobody, but you see, this is where statistics kind of come into play. And you see, the more people don't understand, say, generalizations are there for an actual reason. If something more of something is true, it becomes a generalization. Not saying every generalization is correct, but when other people from across the world, all of them evidence is pointing to the same direction, Rasta. Why the
Global warming.
hell? Huh?
Global warming. Continue.
Yo, when all the evidence are pointing to yo, what you're doing is wrong. You double down on the delusion. All they said was keep you on
Cognitive dissonance.
your back side. We need a different definition. We need a different. Of course. Mm-hmm. I need a readout of what cognitive dissonance is because I got the American version feed and I don't think that's the correct version. Alright. The American dictionary, no offense, it's very simple. Like ridiculously simple. Like it's so simple that I don't think I don't want to like I'm disrespecting the English system up here, but it's too watered down.
Unbiased
Them,
at time.
sim- them simplify everything to the point where they make no sense. It's like them don't think none of them kids can have enough brain power to understand what big words mean. No offense. But it's not broken down that even a 10-year-old can understand what it means. And it's not even, huh? Okay. And it's not, and let me say, it's not, and it's too simple. So simple it loses its meaning. But again, I digress. But do you know many people could not fly down from wherever they were to bury their dead, to say goodbye to their family members? Do you know many people's lives this bullshit destroyed? Only, well, I know only what, four people at the church? Four people at the church when you have a burial dead or so? And the pastor? Mark you. People still eat beside them one another. But we can't stay in a church and bury me dead. Come on, yo.
I just don't know if I give me shoes. Well, yeah, but you see, as soon as I open up, I yard Bradshaw,
Mm.
all manner of foolishness that was expected to take place. I mean, it was expected. One death, several accidents. Our left now for the Loch Ness monster come out of the Caribbean Sea.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
think
it's
he's still in Scotland though.
what?
She is still in Scotland or Ireland.
Man, she can't stay with. So first of all, I am not going to gloss over the fact that during this pandemic, some of the weirdest discoveries scientists think they could have made in some countries, them decide to make some unburied, undead mummies. I say, yo, brother, them people are really have nothing to do.
Yeah, right now.
I was Googling the definition of cognitive dissonance and I don't know what happened.
Exactly. I'm telling you, the definition I get was so simple. It was like super watered down. I'm like, no. When the guy said me, I'm like, no. This must be for like one of like on a grade schoolers or something. The
Well,
definition is too simple.
the term cognitive dissonance is used to describe the mental discomfort that results from holding two conflicting beliefs, values, or attitudes. People tend to seek consistency in their attitudes and perceptions, so this conflict causes feelings of unease or discomfort. That's a bit
That
original.
um, that's one more like cognitive dissonance.
I
Huh?
had a more in-depth definition before, but I guess they changed it. That's not the first. It's not the
Mm-hmm.
first one. Last
Tell
year when
me.
I googled it, it had a more in-depth definition, but that's okay, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, I know. Because let me say the version when him give me it was ridiculously too lame. I'm like, no, no. Should I send you the picture
Basically,
to
you have a status quo of how things should be in your mind, and even if you
yeah.
get presented with new evidence and new proof to disprove your current belief or your cultural belief or your status quo, basically, uh,
Instead of
you fight
inviting
against
a
it.
new information, yeah, you fight against it. You
Even
you'll find.
if you realize that hey, you're genuinely wrong, you
Hmm.
refuse to accept.
Yep. And again, I've met a few of those people since I've been up here. I'm gonna want them to yo, honestly, the person who said ignorance is bliss, my man.
The person who said ignorance is bliss was possibly a manipulative person or a person
So,
who enjoys being manipulated.
hmm
Right, that term has so many flaws in it just by saying the word ignorance only. It's not even funny. Ignorance is bliss. How many times have we heard the same thing anytime a girl get raped? One time
hmm
you see a complete murder committed to a black person, and you say, "Oh, ignorance is bliss, bro." Some atrocities, some people watching at the world, where them just say, "Yo, ignorance is bliss." And if I'm going to be that person,
that you are
at least wait until I finish.
If you don't do
right.
it, I would.
Moving on.
No. It's actually something positive for us.
Okay.
I understand where those persons are coming from in terms of what they are trying to say, but again, you must be a shitty human being if you're going to use that as a template to just go around with the rest of your life. I'm not saying you can save everyone, but there must be a limited amount of times you're going to say, "Oh, I don't have a responsibility to anybody but myself." No, bitch, you do.
Imagine you say that and you have kids. But but
Wow, he went there.
tips tea. Well, coffee.
T. Wow, he
But
went
yeah,
there.
I mean, I'm kind of a house rat still. But I mean, I am a massage therapist. I do have to interact
Yeah, but again,
with what has it been now? Like 3 years?
yeah, but
2020,
again,
2022. Well,
yeah,
2022 just started.
but again. All right, look, all right, people, listen. And this goes for the young men out there more than anybody else, cause women are. I'm going to be real. Women start altercations more than most men. Let's be real here. I am not telling you young men to become Superman and get your ass beaten by 5 people at the same time. No. If the
Five
odds
Hulks.
if the odds are not in your favor, you apologize, walk away. Even if it is one on one, even then, I am not sure if you are likely for that street fight.
Nowadays, people be strapped. Walk away.
Big man, if a man look on you and put the and you have your held up at knife or gunpoint and he put down the weapon to make the fight fear, but nah do it.
Hmm.
I'm not doing it. A
They
man
mean
of
and not do exactly.
If he puts down the weapon, you're not going to fight him.
And I kick
I'm
it.
not
And I
going to shoot
kick
him.
it. Then put on the weapon. Or I kick until him balls literally turn into paste.
I'm taking up the gun and I'm shooting him. I'm shooting him in the shin.
But then when I done kick him, him not I don't think him
So
lower body
that
can
sounds
move.
all fun in theory, and yes, I enjoy all of that. But you are talking about a million scenarios that can go off. Yes, so no go down fighting. I've heard that all before. Anything can happen. I've heard
There's
all
certain
of that.
things I
All
would die for. There's many things I wouldn't. There's few things I would die for. Most things I won't. Let me say that.
well, first of all, you're not dying for anything stupid because then I know for a fact me go have to resurrect you.
Exactly.
Just to kill him again.
Yeah, because no, you know why me not gonna have to kill him again? Because one, if Dario ever, if I meet Dario's spirit and Dario tell me the reason why I'm dead, first I look on God and say, oh God, just send him back down. Just put him back in him. But
Send him back.
that's want to have a
Send
reason
him
with it. You
back.
see me?
Send him back. Send him back,
There's
Uncle
few
Sam,
things
kind
I
of there on a ramp.
but
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so like gas prices are like the new fad now since Corona is gone. As well
No.
as Ukraine.
You feel that funny yet? All of a sudden now, water commissioner come out with some big statement that talk about how people should expect water outages from time to time due to the rise in oil and energy. First of all, me just look on it and say that has never been the issue. First of all, you assholes have always been conning areas where can't get water. But all of a sudden now it's convenient because
Mm-hmm.
there's a war in Ukraine. Me say, yo, only the dumbest, even the dumbest of
My thing
Jamaica.
is this though. My thing is this. If I'm using less water, how is it costing me more?
Because they're not using a lot. It's costing them expecting you to spend money.
Facts.
There's literally no water for us to use because they're gonna cut off water island
Yeah.
wide, like
Yeah.
throughout various times of the day.
Wow.
Yet still left.
Yeah, remember you have to create the shortage in the restaurant. You have to create the shortage so when you start hike up the price them, because that's where this is heading to. I may be wrong, but I kind of see the setup where it's going to start off as well currently, due to oil and gas prices, you
Oh,
know,
sure. Yeah.
the
That
transportation of certain, key life saving, water to be reached certain areas is going to cost some more money. So like the
You mean
light bill
areas,
gone up, the
you mean
water
areas
bill
like where
officially
dock
has
lives
up.
that don't get water?
hmm?
You mean areas like where dock lives that don't get water regardless?
Exactly.
Areas like with like certain other communities in Kingston, Seaview, that
Exactly.
have water shortages.
Exactly.
Areas like certain parts of Stony Hill that still have
I
water.
find
And
I find it
and
so
you will
amusing that
still
we can
pay.
be speaking about something like this and
And
there
you
is
will
still find some way
like
to
Dario, you'll
associate.
list them all Dario, and you'll list them all, baby boy, and you'll still pay more money and still not get the service we have to pay for. Remember that.
How is it that we hold prostitutes to a higher standard than water commission?
Welcome. Welcome to the madness. Yo, we
I
don't
hold Arbor to a
hold on.
higher standard than water commission.
Hold on. Let me show you how mixed up society have it, right? We hold we hold recording artists more accountable
And
than the
politicians.
people in charge of running the country. We quick off to chastise the artist for drop a one line or do a one video or do one something we don't agree with. And we literally go to war online, calling them out of their name, belittling them, trying to make them look as terrible as possible. For what? But Mr. Politician, who promised you from 2005, say, I'm going to run line and do this and that and devil knows what. You chastise the little youth who go pick mango and make it one big scene and whatever, but politician drive up in
In Jamaica, I think it was 2020, early part of the track season. A guy from a country school was chastised because he made gun finger.
Antonio Watson of Petersfield High was chastised for doing the gun signal. And may I quote and remind everyone on this podcast,
Yeah,
every
yeah.
Calabar High, every Kingston College knows I'm an alma mater, but me I say it anyway. Every single top champ school have them player will have them moment of hypeness for them do the good signal. And it has never been an issue.
So,
Hold on.
it happened the other day. The
No,
corporate chat was working.
hold on. But as soon as Watson literally met the man, the Edwin Allen would run past him and run the film in the last 20 meters and do the gun signal. Oh, it's unsportsmanlike behavior. This is not what we want chance for.
And the worst part is, people did it before him, the same day. People did it after him, the same day.
Yep.
From Kingston schools.
Bro, and then, no, you often know why I got so heated and still kind of am heated about this.
Not because I went to KC. Right is right and wrong is wrong. I'm going to respect the fact that, and again, me a college man, show and show.
Hold on, you often know why me so personally invested in it and so heated. Remember this idiot girl on Instagram try to take me on. No, remember her username. She probably delete her profile by now because she not no use.
Yeah.
I would tell me about how he could have found a better way to celebrate. I'm going to say, why you not tell Michael Sims and Calabar that? Why you not tell Christian and all of them that? Oh, it doesn't matter. He could have found a better way. I'm going to say, you are part of the problem. You don't bitch.
Hey, there you go. So we say, one set of rules apply for a certain set of rules apply for certain set of people.
Brother,
that's exactly what I try to tell you.
I understand, say, town school them have a certain reputation. I understand why a lot of them hate them. Kingston College more than others, but that are more jealousy than anything else. But when you see them levels of favoritism to certain things, you kind of get to understand why people just despise them on a different level. Honestly. And it has been happening for years and nothing has changed. And then people, and then when you have a country what comes and hype up yourself, you wonder what's the big deal? Town school, them always do it all the time, so why him can't do it? He's better than everybody, obviously.
And that's the problem, sir. Nobody wants an underdog to show it to show its fangs. Nobody.
But yet still, we should have equality in sports. Man,
that shit don't exist, sir. Are you kidding me? That's a loaded term, and I don't care for anybody who dare to challenge me and say, "Oh, you can't talk that way," because it's an old way of thinking. I'm like, no, because society's always been equal. There's a boy and a girl church. There's a boy scout, a girl scout. There's always been equality across the board, Rasta. So when
the fastest woman in the world isn't faster than the fastest class 3 boy in Jamaica.
Sir, the fastest swimmer, the fastest trans swimmer in the world was 437th in the flip in the division where in the division that when he was a man was 400.
You talk about that thing now that you talk about that thing that comes on transition and start break the record. Yeah.
Now he's number 1 in the female division and had the audacity. Repeat, people. He had the audacity to say that biological girls need to work harder.
Also there was the video also showed the person winning about a minute before the second place female could actually finish. So yeah, take that into context as well.
Sir, I was enraged because what you try to tell me, my daughter is born female. How should I compete against somebody like him? How are you going to compete against Solar? I'm confused. And so in martial arts, and this is something I've always wondered, how far does this thing stretch? So would there be transgender martial artists, young men who now transition to women, whose bone density is just as solid as any man is going to face my daughter? Which means remember, men are 5 times stronger than a woman. And even if I train her to the peak physical ability, she would, let's say, she'd be 3 times as strong. He's still 2 times stronger than Fia max output. So unless she's super skillful, time one knock him out, he still has the advantage over her. Are you flipping serious? And then they're going to look at me and watch this man beat up my pitney. And me supposed to stand on the sideline and say, well, honey, At least you tried your best. Try harder next time.
Nope, I'm running in.
Oh my God, there the
Convert this
axe,
man.
there the axe kick him up, pick up. Me know me a god jail.
Hold on, hold
The
on,
axe
hold on, hold on, hold on,
axe
Bradshaw.
kick up, me a give him straight from me a god jail. Me a knock him out. Me a knock out anybody who's sitting there ring next. And the police will come very shortly after. Cause me know me a knock out people.
Be right back,
Me
guys.
flying at that. Man. Me flying there. One. You said your service will put the 180. Sure how upset me gonna be. 180. That's a straight line, sir. Came on my foot land. I dead somebody. I dead. I'm dead again. Again. I take that back. Sir, do you know what it feels like to fight a man? Doctor, do you know what it feels like to fight a man?
You mean in a professional fight or in a all-out brawl?
All out, bro.
I've done a few all-out brawls before.
All right.
And I have
Yeah.
to say, you see, when you have underlying anger issues and people continue to push it to the brink, you find that you're far more evil when you release that first breath. You just
You want to know something, sir?
Sorry about that, guys. Have to collect some
Mm-hmm.
thought. But to add to what you were saying, Bradshaw,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't it be also fear for you to transition and identify as a high school girl and kick his ass? It would also hold on. Even if you did not register,
You're such a killer. You're such a
wouldn't it
killer.
also be fair for you to identify as a registered contestant, and they would
Oh, shit.
have to let you compete? Otherwise, it would be discrimination, and you could
Oh, shit.
and
Why
kick his ass.
don't I tell you that? You should son a
Or
third.
better yet,
No, you should tell you that
better
third.
yet, hold on. Last one. Your daughter could identify as the winner of the tournament before the tournament begins, and just take the trophy and go home.
I like you. I
If they
like.
don't give her, it is discrimination.
Oh shoot, sir. Sir, I never think. Yo, do you all understand what's a word that medal we used to get if you tried it, you never really placed nothing?
The participant medal.
Yeah. We have a generation of participant medal
No,
holders.
we don't. They do.
Yes,
That
you're
was it.
correct.
We had that in
True,
Jamaica.
true. No,
no,
no.
we don't. The most you might get is like some motivational words, but apart from that, you're depend on your own. I think more how you go stop cry for your side.
Sir, sir, first ever come bomba for Mr. Seventh and eighth place medal. Seventh and eighth place. I'm like, what? What are you? And Jalen, what are you eating? Mommy call you.
No,
Go
I
to
can
mommy.
understand with like some food competitions, they'll give like the top 20 people
Bro,
a
that
ribbon.
different. That different because
No,
it's
that's what I'm saying. That is different.
see me.
Like from 500 and odd people, the top 20, say the top 20 pies, the top 20 barbecue, whatever, get like a ribbon, and top three get like the trophy or a medal or whatever. But like the participant medal for like a sports team.
Sir. The,
Oh,
the participation medals nowadays are as big as the actual first, second, and third place
I
medals.
know.
So I said to people, then what's the point? Oh, it's to make them not feel bad. I'm like, there's a reason why you didn't get medals when you did
First and
not
foremost.
play.
First and
There's a
foremost.
reason
If you
why.
hold on. If you feel bad, it's your problem, not our problem.
Thank you. I had to tell somebody at work
You're
today.
supposed to work
Life.
harder. You're not even
Mhm,
supposed to feel bad. You're
mhm.
supposed to feel like you need to work harder.
Thank you. But again, this is the
If you feel
generation.
literally your problem, and
Mhm,
remember, you know, you feel bad.
Bro,
We
mhm,
didn't make you feel bad.
bro,
You
I,
feel
mhm.
bro, I, bro,
your
I remember the
problem.
days. I'm going to go and say this. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know if anybody else can back me up, but from prep school go to high school, in terms of sports, nobody
Mhm.
recognized nothing I had, and I wasn't playing rugby then. I was playing cricket and football. No one gave a shit who I was. Everybody just know me call my last name. No one gave a shit. First year in a rugby, go finals lose. Me feel it to my heart because I will beat a rival as Michael, but I still never feel bad enough in myself. Come and say, yo, if just that one scenario they just play out in our favor, I would have win. But I let bygones be bygones. But when I see some man for rugby, Bex because yo, me never get this so much silver medal in my life. I'm like, bitch, what? I'm like, how entitled are you?
There are niggas who played their hearts out, but because their team wasn't strong enough, they couldn't even get a medal. You came second of all the dudes.
Brother, when me hear that come out of man name out, and then the fuck said the man will fling the medal down on the ground, and don't worry, Dario, me text you different and make you know how. Because you know how, you know, you just not pick up a who me talk about. This nigga fling down the medal, and medal look on the medal and look on him, and I say, yo, you spoiled little bitch. Keep in mind, you know, the only thing separate the two teams was a field goal, you know. Field goal for the whole match. And them man talk about how yo crimes against humanity. I say, brother, the only thing is a crime against humanity is the fact that you can put too much players and still can't win shit. I say, yo, not even bro, where did this entitlement come from? Where you think, oh,
when I was playing for Angels and I lost the finals to Augustone, I cried like a bitch. But at no point in time did I feel like, oh, I deserve the medal or we were.
the world needs to recognize that my efforts meant something.
Exactly. And give me an honorary gold medal or some nonsense.
Bro, Lionel Messi lose a World Cup final and was created into a meme. You are not below being not recognized for anything. Shout out to Barcelona that comes and making Madrid fans weep into their beds tonight.
It was a good weekend for me. Chelsea won, Roma won, Barca won. Yeah.
I refuse to acknowledge that Spurs won their match.
So can I say go Spurs or no?
You can say it, but I won't say it.
Go Spurs.
Warriors predicted to lose again, but you know, we used to Warriors being Warriors by now.
Go Hurricane.
Isn't he being sold? Isn't he being sold or am actually a stay club? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
If this man was somewhere else, the man would. Well,
he would already be heralded as the greatest striker in England.
Mm-hmm.
You must recognize my efforts because I put my life on the line. Okay? I do that like almost every Saturday match and no one recognizes shit I do.
Welcome to reality, sir. Nobody really cares. I mean, they say they care, but they really don't.
Yo, I know this might be not the place for controversial topics, but let's just say this out there. In Jamaica, when you're playing rugby in Jamaica, you are forward, you have to work 5 times harder than any boxman. And I know why I say that. Dario knows exactly why I say that.
well, I mean, people say I'm a good player. I never really saw it. Maybe I still don't understand rugby league, but I just think I was a shit player.
The reason you're a good player is because you're probably one of the few forwards in Jamaica that actually will run completely unheralded, and even if you get hit, you're not stop.
I still think I was shit.
Bro, you know what I know? That one time I play beside you, I see I run, I see the literal fear in the opposition player. I'm like, the man must say, yo, why this man?
Never saw it.
Because you close your eyes when you run, Dario. That's why you don't see it.
No, I close my eyes when I make contact.
Exactly.
I line up where I'm going to hit, and then I'm just like, yo, Jesus, take the wheel. That's literally what let God decide. As Christian would say, let God decide. Two of us are going to clash, and let God decide who comes out. That's legit how I run every single time.
I want to close my eyes once. Here close my eyes because actually I want to see who I run over.
Nope. I line up where I'm going to send my shoulder, and I let God decide. If I die, I die.
We're going off topic again.
So yeah, we were saying we hold strippers and prostitutes to a higher standard than water commission. Because now gas prices are up, so Corona can't afford to travel the world and infect everybody.
Yeah, because this is crazy.
I mean, the war in Ukraine is taking away its thunder, so Corona feels left out, neglected. Yes, thank you. We're not giving
Sir, people are dying, sir.
attention.
People are still dying, sir. COVID is still serious, people. But the war in Ukraine has put the world, and their population
COVID
that
is
are
still
dying
serious,
on
but the war
pause.
is serious, sir.
You understand me, so?
The invisible enemy.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, the
Now you
man
have people.
causing a war in
Now
Ukraine.
you, now you have people who are look at me like me a madman and tell me say the war in Ukraine made the gas price have gone up. I'm like, oh my God, people learn some economics. I swear to God, people, when they need to, and I mean, I say this in the most sincere way. We have to
So
keep
hold on. So
educating
people actually think
ourselves.
it's just the war only that has made it gone up.
Yes, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but a lot of people are too
So
easily
did these people
influenced.
not? So did these people not see the embargo that the Great Biden placed on Russia?
Sir, sir,
Are
I
people not
don't,
read you? Are people not listen to CNN no more?
I don't think people even understand what economics mean, let alone what Biden said. People don't even know how money run, how the country, how the economy work, how them tax dollars.
Better yet, Bradshaw. Better yet, viewers. What do you think Putin is actually in Ukraine for? Because I can tell you this, it's not for the women. He has it.
Um,
I can tell you that much. And it sure as hell isn't because I want to test out my shiny new hydrogen bombs like a certain US did several years ago.
well, I think he's trying to drive a point home
Yeah,
that
in the most brutal way possible. Yo, he's like
uh,
that one kid in the classroom who says, yo, if you touch me, I will break every bone in your body and make your mother eat rats. And you
mhm.
push him to the point of doing so. And then you're saying sorry now. It not gonna work.
So I hate the idea that people look on it that way because I've met people that who are so anti-Putin and Putin is going to die and they're gonna get him and I'm like, you people don't understand if that man truly does something wrong, something happens to Vladimir Putin, the real World War III is going to truly go off. It's the equivalent of the American president dying in a foreign country.
Let-
That would trigger World War. Anybody
Can I
know
add
that, right?
something? Where's NATO?
No, NATO, no. NATO is stupid. NATO says say Russia now play. If NATO, but the thing is this, no, NATO now tell Ukraine to them though, because somebody recently sent me a video where they must said there's a lot of people in NATO that don't want Ukraine to join, and then the guy who hosting the show was like, why don't they just directly tell Ukraine that NATO doesn't want them?
They have to do it diplomatically.
No, they can't tell them straightforward, and this war would end immediately.
Yep.
Because this is what pushing it. They believe that NATO is waiting, but if NATO would tell them, say, we don't see the benefits of bringing Ukraine into NATO, this war would be over instantly. There'd be no need for weapons. There'd be no need for the U.S. intervention. Ukraine would literally bend over and ask Russia to be gentle because you don't know. You come back to Big Daddy. Coming back to Big Daddy, you take this thing for you. You know who I am. Come on, don't play. Don't play. No, you know,
Yo,
you know.
I
Hold on,
love
hold on. I'm not done yet. You know that there's a sign on the back of that ass that says property of insert name. You don't need no more than that, nigga.
this is a safe space.
Am I wrong? Hold on.
No,
Am I wrong though? Am I
no.
wrong?
It's not.
And
It's just the way the reference was put. I'm just like, this is a safe space.
Proper concrete backers.
yes, son. Cock up. Take your position. Like the good old days. Like hold on then. Please. Nigga, Ukraine is like You know what? I'm not trying to go there. I really don't want to demonize this thing, cause it probably will either way. But I'm just being honest about something. You hear me? Ukraine knows. Send that to me, sir. Right there, right? It could be what you talk. Yeah, that's right.
Must stop thinking about becoming a member of NATO. We are never going to let you into NATO. Then why should you say it? Why hold out this threat? Say it. Let NATO say it. End the war. I'm telling you, NATO says it tomorrow. NATO says this tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. Dr. Zakari Paikit, NATO says the reality tomorrow. NATO says it officially to the people of Ukraine and the world and to Putin and to India and to China and to every part of the world. And look here, let's not play pretend. We're never going to let the Ukrainians into NATO. Forget it. I can tell you within 1 hour the war is over. But you won't say it. You want to drag the war. Why? Because Wall Street is looking very choppy. Because you're 6,000 miles away and you think the fallout is not going to hit you. Because your defense companies are very, very happy. Very, very happy. Their stocks are going up. They're making billions. War is good business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Americans think enough about the suffering of the Ukrainian people.
Bro,
I don't
defense
think Putin
contracts.
sees India. Yep.
Are you hearing this, gentlemen?
Yep,
Are you hearing this?
yep.
And I hope the people who were all up on the whole. Oh my God! I keep telling everybody this is a business. Today I had to school her. Andrelin. Hmm. Yeah, I had to say about that. I had to school a coworker. Make him understand, say, yo, war is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yep.
Listen, why do you think as soon as Biden stepped in, wars started happening immediately thereafter? He said it was time one month. We have obligations to our allies. That that's a nice way of saying we have military contracts that we are going to fulfill because we need to make that hard green, that money. And this is and nobody can
No,
everybody.
no, hold on, brother. So people are just pretend like say, yo, Metal Gear no exists. Like, bro, like if you actually read between the lines and see Metal Gear, you see how much defense contracts make.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, the man them brother when them get them the defense contract, the man is supposed to have a bright white smile, and the man is supposed to say, "Whose life can we ruin now?" People are pretending like say, "Oh, war is not beneficial," bro. World made half as much money from war as it should be. That's a god. Entire world rich.
Sir, America is one of the number one weapons manufacturer in the world. America is number one in the most guns produced a year, and this is also beating out China. This is beating out Russia. Beating out a whole lot of countries when it comes to military arms. You understand me? Countries buy from the U.S. The Taliban, even the Taliban, my guy.
Their so-called enemy, mind
I'm
you.
chilling. Sorry about that. Yeah, but I keep saying this and people think it's a joke. Like, people, stop believing the first thing y'all hear. And this is me being as honest and as sincere as I possibly can. Stop believing the first thing you hear. Stop being told to not explore past what's being said to you. Stop believing that human beings, just like yourself, are incapable of lying to your face and and effing with your emotions. Cause that's how them catch you. Your feelings. This goes for men and women. So don't think that this. Oh, I'm a man. I would consider myself a very masculine man. But if you know how to pull the right strings, even the most masculine of men will cry. You maybe not drop down and go, oh. You probably won't do that, but we have feelings too, people, and I hate this notion. So,
Tears can be shed.
of course,
Yep.
uh,
In the words
uh,
of Peter Griffin, think it ain't illegal yet. It
my
in the
man, Eddie, thanks. Not illegal yet. They're working on it, though. They're working on it. Shoot, somebody shot me a picture and said the world is slowly devolving into Gotham, and for the four panel them, pink hair, green glasses, one with a multicolored stripe up jacket, an entire suit, like Two Face. With oh my God, we say I know them pick the worst thing them for do this, but me I say yo, dude's got a point. dude's got a point. Dude's got a point. It's illegal to speak the truth now. You are a bigot. You are racist. You are everything. Shoot, you can be black and still be racist. Shoot, you can be black and still be racist to black
I'm
people.
black and I can't say the N word on. I can't say nigger on Facebook.
I
That's
corrected a
for saying nigger.
well, no, I corrected a girl by using the old definition of English language, and Facebook thought that I was being a bit harsh, and I had to read over what I wrote, and I'm looking for where I made. Let me show how bad it's gotten, right? Me and a gentleman, big man, around my age group, probably a bit older. We're having a debate, and I'm defining why I believe society don't understand there's a difference. Because soft men cannot be masculine just overnight. You have to be around masculine men who you can emulate. Men assimilate easier because I stated this before I went to Kingston College. I wasn't the smartest tool in the shed. A tool in the shed, not in the toolkit. But how I passed the GSAT was a game. I know I've said this on this podcast multiple times. It was through game. They found a different way to approach probably the most at the time grueling exam. Because before GSAT was completely eradicated, what was it, 2018? If it's not eight, I think it's 18. I left Jamaica 2018, so I think it's that same year, right? But when I saw what GSAT became to what it was completely stripped of all of the things that I thought was challenging. Them water it down because the standard of education has alright. The same old way of teaching, they still believe that's the only way to teach. And it breaks my heart because J.D. Rockefeller, he is the person who the modern school system was modeled off of. But then somebody gonna look at me and tell me, say, me supposed to just trust the system to teach my child or teach any woman. Said this is the correct way to approach life. It's beyond, not even ridiculous. Stupidity would be an understatement.
Insanity.
No, I mean, yes, it's somewhat comedic, but be realistic here. Most people nowadays don't even know how to pay their taxes. Most people nowadays can't even read an electric bill. Most people don't even know how they're being charged on said bill. You
Most people
charge
can't
people
read a
tax.
clock.
Most people can't have a press close. Most people can't have clean floors. Most people don't even know how to fucking. And I say this, and I mean it hurts because I say to people every day, I say, this is probably my generation is probably the last generation who we can say somewhat was better put together, not well, not completely put together, but well put together out of the rest that came after. We are considered the last one. You understand me? And that bothers me because if when how does the knowledge pass on if people don't know how to pass it on? So the whole what I'm saying, idiot are lead, idiot are blind are lead blind. You
Mm-hmm.
realize that this is becoming a reality in nowadays society, right? I know that's the goal, hon. I figured that is the goal. But now we have hold on, yeah, but hold on, no. But now we have a generation of people that believes that they have to work feet, if you come fast, and if you have any critique of how they're approaching it, you're bad mind. You're bad mind. Listen to how that person interprets you trying to help. Your bad mind. How that makes sense? Hmm? You're messing up. Someone is trying to help you, and you're bad mind. Katrina, I'm gonna say to everybody, I'm gonna say, yo, and you wonder why. I'm gonna say, oh, first off, as black people, we give too much options. We give too much options, and I don't care if I'm on vex about that. To me personally, we give too many options to our children, to our people.
Elaborate on that.
Alright? Say for instance, Angelin, what? What? What's wrong? Hello? Hello? Little girl, what? Anywho, sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Elaborate on the too much options things because I don't see what that's a bad,
alright, alright,
how
alright.
necessarily a
Bad thing, right? Alright. Families in Jamaica that are not black, they normally have somewhat of a set plan for the most part when it comes to their children before the child even know to talk. This is all aired out. This is all ironed out for them long before they even have a choice in the matter. Some man that look at me and tell me said that is considered slavery, that is considered unfair. The child doesn't have a say in their life. It's their life. You shouldn't be this critical when it comes to children and so forth. Show me the success rate between the Asian and the black man. Show me the success rate between the Syrian, the Libyan, all them people there. When it comes to their children and rearing them towards a certain destination in the parents or the mother they put forward, where the child does not have that many options that will steer them off of where they're aiming or where the original trajectory of the plan is supposed to be aiming that child. The child is told in advance why this has to be. This is why you're doing this. This is the ultimate plan. These are things that are sat down and aired out and explained. The child understands that it becomes a sense of purpose and not just getting up every day, get dressed and go to school, one bench, as some people used to say. I mean, one man used to come one time and say, I don't know why him come to school. And mother and father keep wake him up. He not see the purpose of going to school. And that's what me I try to say. That's also a part of the problem, I believe, personally. I know, I don't believe in absolutes. You understand me? If a man can find a easier or a more rational way of approaching this, I'm all ears. But
Okay,
as I see now.
I think I got what you're saying, but I think you kind of
Mm-hmm.
you worded it a bit wrong.
Probably.
That's why I was kind of confused.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Tell me you hear me
thing is
talk.
that
Right. Mm-hmm.
those that have a predestined plan for their children, it
Mm-hmm.
is you said that they limit the options. It's usually a viable option.
Yes.
Whereas with most, I mean, they already have something, they already have a foundation or a platform set up, which is why, I mean, they can say, hey, we have this setup, we want you to follow in our footsteps because it is
Mm-hmm.
already a viable option for them. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
most black people, they don't necessarily have a viable option. They just, even if, because there are black parents who just say, hey, doctor or lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
those are the
Honestly,
only two things I will accept.
yeah,
And
but
you
here's the thing though.
have to become a doctor or lawyer. But at the
But
same,
what?
they don't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily have a platform. So there's not like they have something to see that, all right, my mother's plan actually works, or my mother's plan for me to get an office job or a regular 9 to 5 is feasible because I would see my mom doing that or see my father doing that. But I mean, they're still struggling. So
Mm-hmm.
why would I want to go and struggle like them as opposed to try and do something on my own?
All right. So here's my retort to that. Right. You see, this is why I honestly believe open communication and straightforward communication is necessary when it comes to children and family. These are things that not only when the child is quote unquote have sense, you have to sit down and discuss these things. Because, like I would say this, when my mother opened her business, she had her daughters, my sisters. I was too young to be of any assistance at the time. And she said she sat down and she explained it through and through. And my sisters used to go to school, come home, and do them time in the shop, not taking $1, because they understood the ultimate goal of what all of this is. This is why you sit down and talk to kids. I'm not saying every
Oh,
time.
all right. And to add to that as well, your mother
Mhm,
was also mature enough and sensible enough to have actually a good setup or a good plan,
mhm,
which is why
mhm,
she also converse with them. A
mhm.
lot of people, again, especially in the black community, they don't know what they're doing.
Sure.
They just do what they think is best, but they don't
Mhm,
necessarily know or have a concrete idea. So that's
mhm,
another thing. It is still going to be like the blind leading the blind. And
mhm,
if your child has matured, I mean, a bit faster, a bit younger, to realize this,
mhm.
then he or she is going to be more reluctant to listen to you and want to try and find their own way.
And,
Because I mean,
and that,
you're just telling me what you think,
mhm,
but not what you know. You don't have a concrete plan, and
mhm,
you're
mhm,
literally in the same boat. The parent is literally in the same boat as a child. So the child is
mhm,
and try and
mhm.
build a raft.
And
And
this is. Mhm.
but if or when they get better, then they can tell them, hey, I did this and this is how I failed. I did this and this is how I passed. And
Yeah,
what they would have to do is now try to do better for the grandchildren or the next generation.
mhm, mhm.
That again, I think that's the main issue
And
with
I
black.
think also communication has always been like taboo
Yeah,
when it comes to black families, and it kind of really
that's
rub. And this is
actually
also why.
the
Mhm,
financial videos um in families in general, but especially black families. Uh,
mhm.
there's no communication, especially when it comes to finances. I
Yes,
mean, the guy made like a 30-second video
yes.
on Instagram, and he was just showing us what his father taught him. Like he got a part-time job at like 15, 16, and his mother, father was his mom was just like, save 50% of your money, and he's like,
Mhm,
okay, no problem. Why? Just do it. Okay, fine. Went to college, and I don't remember, like he just started just doing what he felt like he needed to do, and then
mhm,
same thing up to 65, and then up to like 40 something, and then when he went to a financial advisor, he was like a financial advisor was just like telling him simple little things that he should have learned from experience. And then he's like, so wait, did your parents tell you why you were supposed to save? No, you did save anyway, but and you spent the money. Did your parents tell you how to deal with taxes? Parents tell you how to deal with this, how to do that.
Nope.
But no, they just said that I'm supposed to do it, but they didn't tell me why or how. And it's like he was saying, yo, well, this is the reason why, and you need to explain this to your children because you have kids now. And I mean, you're just going to repeat the same problem at the same time.
Yeah, but like for example, though, Mr. Don, I'm trying to explain this to certain mistake. Like for instance, let's say some wife, why do you save? Because it's not what you make, it's what you. I get that, but do you know why your entire life you've been told to save? Have you ever questioned that? And her immediate response is, no. I say, believe it or not, it's something that the banks created to motivate people to stop putting their monies under their mattresses or digging holes. They lobbied with politicians to make laws that force you to use the banks. And, the same bank have been pushing this message of, oh, save your money in the bank.
Yeah, and one aspect of it is that people used to have more steady jobs originally, like 50 to 70 years ago, or even 100 years ago. People would start working at 18 and have the same job until they're 60, 70, 80, or whatever the time it was. So saving was just for a rainy day, like your car.
Yeah, and they were well taken care of because those jobs had insurance and a lot of
so saving was just like a rainy day thing, just celebration, listen to your house, whatever. It wasn't necessarily for investments or any other purpose. But I mean, no, saving it's not even enough, and we're not even being taught how to invest either. How did we get here?
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, we're talking about the economy.
Yeah, and I mean, this is something that I know for a fact people need to start having these conversations, especially with their children. I mean, it's one thing to keep telling a child that you need to go to school and get good grades. Cool.
But like, what am I going to do?
Why do I need to get good grades?
What am I going to do with? And black parents specifically, stop just yelling, especially African Caribbean black parents.
Yes.
I get a lot of heat for.
Or we can just like talk about the elephant in the room and just say, yo, Jamaican parents are just the most overreactive pieces of people.
No, not
it was just Jamaicans, but no. African parents.
General.
No, I never said Jamaicans are the only one. I just said I wanted to say the elephant in the room that is just hanging over with its trunk, pretending as if it's not taking all the shit into, because
like no, but like jokes aside, like stop just yelling at your child, lawyer or doctor, anything, but like.
Sure, but no people say
based on what you know, based on what you expect, you actually give me a sensible plan. Because I don't know, you do. Yet you're not using knowledge that you have to me. You're just telling me the same thing that you were told. And the shit that you were told didn't apply to you when you grew up. It's worse not going to apply to me.
Let me tell you something. I find it weird where people want to try to live them life through other people. Just because it never works.
Pageant moms.
Yep. And the people want to push it for a child sometimes to the brink of snapping and shoot. Some of them will take them life because them couldn't make a certain team or them couldn't make a certain. And I'm like, are you serious right now?
Yep.
But then, yes, it is serious right now. So you have people out here who actually believe that them don't get a certain this or them don't get this kind of validation from people. Them life don't mean much. That is sad. You tell a man say TikTok and them thing there. I mean, it's funny and whatever, but it's also doing something that they took years to do. The black community, but now they're trying to expand it a different way. They're further slicing away your attention span. That's the real purpose of TikTok. You hear me? Because if your attention span can't go past a certain, number of time, you really have a problem.
True.
And this is something that people been pretending and sidestepping it like, you're just overthinking it. I'm like, well, if you change a man's mind capacity, purely can tolerate up to a minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes of communication, Rasta. Everything after the 3 minutes is either gonna be fuzzy,
Diminishing
noise.
marginal returns,
Exactly.
as we would say in the economy.
hmm You mash up, you mash up. Oh, Father God,
Just a waste of time
you.
and energy, bro.
hmm hmm
Just a waste of time and energy after that point.
hmm Yep. Everything else is like gibberish after that.
Womp womp,
And
womp womp womp.
yep. I wonder if people think I joke because, oh, you know, hmm, hmm,
But yeah,
hmm
so we talked about the gas prices and
hmm
Ukraine taking away Corona's thunder. No more,
hmm
no more masks, no more lockdowns, no more
hmm
curfews, no more restrictions, no more vaccinations. Surprisingly,
hmm Yeah, this is what
outside is open,
It's
and I'm
the
still here.
equivalent. It is
me.
the
I want. Well, I know, Dowie. I was meaning to ask this Rasta. Like, oh, the man I lift up everything now. Do I still have to get tested for go back to America?
Uh, Probably for right now, maybe it's a possibility, but I guess eventually they're gonna drop that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I guess for the most part, I understand that Jamaica has been working off of the CDC guidelines because
Mm-hmm.
they were even we didn't actually do it, but I heard speculation that they wanted to fire doctors who refused to get the vaccine and keep even doctors that were vaccinated but are COVID positive.
Mm-hmm.
And they also had the 5 day rule as a they reduced it from 2 weeks to 5 days for medical workers and essential workers, I guess. I don't think we enforce them as strictly as you guys did in the states, but
Mm-hmm.
from what I know about your regulations and ours, they were mirrored to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if or when the CDC or your airports cut out the testing, uh, I guess we would have to cut it out as well around the same time. Hey, Xavier lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
I said Xavier lost weight. He been working out.
I guess that's what happens when cervixes move.
I didn't say anything, sir.
Wow. 3 points for me.
Wow. And I was being so decent for the whole. You know what? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you again for tuning into another episode of Controversial Topics. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification so you know whenever we upload. And please continue the conversation in the comments. Whether you want to argue, whether you want to agree, disagree.
Or whether you want to call us a bunch of Neanderthals for speaking on such a sensitive issue and laughing about it,
Or you want Zero to shift your cervix. But yeah, we will see you again next week with another episode. Take care. Stay
Wow.
safe, stay awesome, and goodbye.